another MMO to talk about that we will be covering on the gaming channel at some point soon, which is in fact my recent watching a. Well, I did it on double speed, and I tapped through with 5-10 second jumps, but watching about 7 hours of a Korean man on stage talking. So,
yes.
Yeah, Lost Ark. So, Lost Ark has these events called, they're called LAO On, because it's Lost Ark online events. And I watched this 7-hour presentation. It was, I think it was about 7.5 maybe, included some little bits and bobs and musical performances. But it was like 4 hours of this director literally just talking about the game. I'm like, here's everything we're doing. Because it's Smelgate RPG, the subdivision of Smelgate, that are only working on Lost Ark. So it's not Smelgate as a whole, it's like a subdivision. And it's just this director, I can't remember his name, but he's just talking about just forever about all the things they're doing in the game. And I was already interested in it after playing the beta that was out in October, November, whatever time it was. I was like, okay, this feels pretty good. This is like a higher production value than I expect. This story is pretty interestingly told. It's doing interesting things. That's fairly interesting. Combat feels good. It's definitely, a little bit of the kind of, because of the view, a little bit Diablo, a little bit PoE, but mechanically it's a little bit more Dungeon Fighter Online, which is interesting in terms of it is, you do have a lot of buttons and you do press what you want at the right time for like maximum damage and stuff. But it was surprisingly good, so I was interested, but I also had all these thoughts of it being, it's a Korean pay-to-win MMO, it's going to be a grindy hellscape. And then I watched the LAO online, and I was like, hang on a second. This dude is saying such things as, we want to, this is a translation, it's not very good, but we want to prove you with various contents. It's fine, even if you decide to leave after enjoying the game. It takes time to clear games because we cannot focus on core gamers' levels. We need to create a balance. All in response to someone in a Q&A, seemingly large. I don't know if they're vetted or not. I think they were, but asking, was all this shit to do? I was like, we made too many. We focus on hardcore gamers far too hard. With this stuff, we made too many high-end raids, and we didn't do enough other stuff, and people were kind of burnt out. So we're going to focus on making side content. And then they're like, here's a video of the side content we're working on.
Yeah.
Like a island exploration, a MOBA style game mode, or an AOS style 2D platformer, board game with typing of the Dead/Mario Party style mini games, a random base delving, tower defense, monster fighting, and player housing visiting festivals with mini games and stuff. So they kind of, basically Lost Ark's a lot more than you think. Especially how Amazon have been marketing it in the West. Where their video was like, here's the core gameplay. Here's a little bit of sailing, a little bit of strongholds. It's Lost Ark, I'm talking about, Nameless King. And it's really, researching that game, there seems a lot more to it than I think a lot of people would immediately think. So, it's very interesting. Also, there's a lot of talk to be had at some point about the pay-to-win nature of it. Because I think that's what people's very, very... if people are going to look at that game and go, no thanks, not for me, it's probably because it looks pay to win. Also, there's a lot of... If you look for information about it being pay to win, your answer is either, I've read this all in depth and the answer is a maybe, or these are so many ifs and buts that I assume it is. So that's very, very interesting. I would start playing it on the Russian server to give it a try, except that it's out in 2 or 3 weeks. So I'm just going to wait till February.
Close.
It's
that's closer than I reckon.
Yeah, February 8th is the early access, and I bought the Founders Edition, the bronze one, because I'm not a whale, for early access. Yeah, censorship's definitely going to be one of the things. I will compile a list of reasons I think people will have issues with it, but Amazon have been handling it reasonably well, but also, yeah, there's a lot of stuff that people will be annoyed about, I think, and with good reason. Okay. In terms of the censorship, in terms of how localization is going to go, in terms of the fact that you look at the Korean version and go, that's clearly a fully realized game. Where are all our classes? Because I think there's 14 launching in the West, but there's like 20 something.
Oh, wow.
And they also had one that they wanted. And then they had one that they were going to, I think it was Summoner, they were going to release in the West. And then they changed it with the Sorcerers at the last second. And you're like, that's interesting. But so there's definitely a lot of exploration to do there. But genuinely, I think the combat is pretty fun. The game loop seems a little bit brain dead, generally. But the high-end content for the weekly stuff seems really, really good. I'm sort of sad I didn't get a chance to try any of it in the beta, but genuinely it looks fucking fantastic. But obviously you do have to take maybe a point away of what I'm saying, because a lot of my research has been off advocates, who are people saying, oh, like, this is better than FF and WoW's rating. Or like, you could be correct. They could 100% be telling the truth, but I really don't.
More importantly, it's different.
Yeah, well, it's definitely different.
Top-down ARPG is different.
Yeah, it's different, but it's also like, oh, that's so much better. You're like, okay. You're going to have to subtract a point for being clearly a fanboy. But, like, it certainly seems interesting.
Yeah, no, it looks like an interesting game. It looks surprisingly fully realized.
Yep.
A lot of people just think, oh, this is a multiplayer action RPG that people are calling an MMO. And no, it really seems like an MMO.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing that surprised you when you started looking into it properly deeply. It's like, no, actually, there's loads of shit.
Yeah.
There's lots going on.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, Sarafay says, the job live letter for Endwalker went on about that long too. That's one thing. I've seen more than one comparison to Yoshi P from the game director in terms of a lot of the openness, a lot of the, hey, this is what we're doing and why. And one of the other thing, I know the 7-hour video is not in English, it's in Korean, but it is subtitled. Once you get to the Q&A portion, it is subtitled, but pretty badly. What's wrong with you?
One of the guys in the local industry, he's, oh my God, he just tweeted, Troy Baker is the kind of guy who brings an acoustic guitar to a party.
100%.
Oh, that fucking cut deep. Well done, John Connor. That's a good tweet.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks for saving us from those Terminators as well. A joke I'm sure he gets literally fucking all the time.
Yeah, definitely. So.
Oh, man. MMOs.
Yeah, there's too many of them.
Oh, you fucking tell me. Currently, let's see, what am I playing? I'm playing Guild Wars 2. I'm playing the Old Republic behind that. I'm playing World of Warcraft PTR because the Mage Tower's not there, so I don't have a reason to log into live. Playing FF14. ESO, if I didn't mention that.
Yep.
It's actually fun. It's really nice mono gaming, just dabbling around these MMOs and enjoying their worlds. But I mean, man, it's quite a lot of MMOs to juggle, especially because of what I'm going to call Fuck You February.
Fuck you, February.
Which actually is that? No, that's Red Letter Media. They're Fuck You, it's January.
Fuck You, it's January.
And then, of course, we entered Fuck You, it's Forever.
Yeah. We're still in that.
But yeah, it's Fuck You February, because in February, we've got Lost Ark coming out. We've got Guild Wars 2's expansion coming out. Yep. We've got that other thing, Star Wars: The Old Republic, with its thing coming out. It's like, oh my God, this is so much MMO. Yep.
And we also probably have 9.2.
And we might.
And we won't have an FF patch.
We won't have an FF patch. Probably that's going to be March, April.
Yeah.
So there we go.
And that's only MMOs. You talk about Horizon Forbidden West, Elden Ring.
So I mean, I love games. Can we just have them slightly spread out, please?
Yeah.
That's mad, man.
The Path of Exile League as well. Oh, and the Destiny expansion.
And
so if you like games where numbers go up, fuck you.
If you like games, you're fucked. What can you do?
It's
you have to quit your job and stop. I don't know. No, it's like all of the number go up games. They need to start like creating a UBI for their players.
Yeah, they need to.
That's right.
There needs to be like an MMO alliance where it is like, okay, wait, no, I've got it. We can follow in the footsteps of game industry employees. We can create an MMO players union, and then we will have all of the power. Whoa. And then we will go over to these. We'll go to these people. We'll go to all these release dates and go, no.
Yeah.
We are, you're bound by MMO player union contract to not release MMOs and MMO patches within 2 weeks or a month of each other.
Oh man, you're like a fucking. I'm a unionized. You have two types of subscribers. It's
Yeah.
not like free to play and subscription. No, it's you're a union subscriber or a non-union subscriber.
The union sub's cheaper, but you have to give the rest of that to the actual union.
Oh, wow.
Let's start an MMO players union and take all the profits. Not from you, by the way, not from the players. Here's how it would work, right?
Oh shit.
Here's how it would work. So, obviously, they're going to want to fight for who gets to launch earliest, right? They're going, well, no, well, we don't, well, you know, here's an example. PoE probably doesn't want to launch at the same time as like a Diablo, right? PoE and Warframe probably don't want to launch at the same time. WoW and FF14 don't have to, like, you know, don't want to launch at the same time because they're more directly competing. You know, it's like World of Warcraft, Lost Ark, that's fine. You know, Star Wars, World of Warcraft, probably fine. So what you do is, right, you auction off launch dates.
Oh shit.
You auction off launch dates to companies, and then obviously a substantial amount of the money goes into the union's funding so that it can, you know, do other things and increase MMO player livelihoods and, you know.
Definitely not buy you a Lambo.
And playing situations. Or playing, you know, situations.
Yeah,
experiences.
suddenly you're fucking playing MMOs from the luxury union fucking VTOL helicopter.
Yeah, and then, you know, you can skim a little bit off the top for, you know, increasing the salaries across the organization.
Of course.
Within reason, and to make sure, you know, obviously balanced across the organization. And then, you know, we'll, I don't know where to go from this outside of, I guess, MMO players will be rich and then the companies will be poor, and I'm not sure how that tracks, but we'll figure it out.
Let's roll.
Yeah, we'll give out union dividends based on profits from the union, which are all siphoned from. Yeah, this is going to work.